Hey everyone, SuperShadix Boom here, and with 2023 done and gone, I am obligated to inform the public on what my top 10 action figures of the year were. I just want to establish some quick ground rules real quick. For domestics, in order to make the list, it needs to have been released on American soil in the year 2023. I don't give a damn if it came out in Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia.
I blew up Malaysia.
Or whatever other countries there are in the world. And for imports, I'm going based off Japanese release date. Simple as that. Amazon may say February 2024, but if it's out and I can buy it from Japan right now, it counts, man. Then if I don't own the figure, obviously it won't be on my list. I'm not doing any of that PNG top 10 shit. Now I love me some re-releases and reissues, same thing. But those are technically just old figures being sold again. Even if they have a new box or accessory, I ain't counting them. Repaints and variants qualify though, otherwise half of Hasbro's offerings would be off the table. Lastly, this list will be entirely biased and subjective of my own personal enjoyment and attachment. If I have a bendy figure or a Lego minifigure at number 1 over a Mafex or Figuart, it just means I liked that bendy figure more. Not that it's a technically better piece of plastic or whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and go straight into the honorable mentions. First up is Marvel Legends Spiral. She looks incredible and I've seen how great she is, but I haven't even opened her up yet, so I can't really judge or properly have her on the list, you know? Next is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Red and Green Ranger. These figures are super dope, but the whack release situation, hip gaps, also my Red Ranger is pretty floppy, keeps them from being top 10 material. Third honorable mention is Figma Shinobu. The engineering is gnarly and she looks pretty cool. Marvel Legends Destroyer is so awesome and huge. He came in a 2-pack with this lame bearded Thor, but thanks to Calcium Father, I got this bad motherfucker by himself all to myself. And this thing just has such a powerful presence and actually poses really well. Single jointed elbows are kind of lame, but it's not a big dealio. Pretty close to making the list if it wasn't for another figure taking its spot. Same goes for the S.H.Figuarts Chainsaw Man. This figure was awesome and totally insane. If you care to hear my more in-depth thoughts, I've got a full review on my channel already. Anyways, here's my top 10 action figures of 2023. Kicking things off is Jakks Pacific's 4-inch Blaze the Cat. She's a solid high quality little figure. She has an incredible sculpt with just some minor imperfections, and a mid accessory. But the fact that it's Blaze the Cat is why this figure is peak. If you want more detail, I did a full review of the entire wave you can check out. Coming in at number 9 is the S.H.Figuarts Monkey D Luffy. This year I became absolutely obsessed with One Piece, so I had to get my boy Luffy. And I actually really like this figure. He looks great and I enjoy handling him. His top half is sublime, even with the Hasbro waist crunch. His head gets hella range, and the arms, despite being a bit over-engineered in my opinion, still work very well. I've heard some people say his faces looked weird or off-putting, but I personally disagree. Besides maybe this teeth-greeted face, I think they look fantastic. My favorite part about this figure has to be his feet. More specifically the sandals. They help him stand perfectly and I just dig how they work. Despite how much I love Luffy and the phenomenal price point, this guy is low on the list for a reason. The hips are whack as fuck. They aren't super loose, on mine at least, but they aren't as secure as I'd like.
I was just gonna film the portion talking about how much the legs fucking suck on this guy. And I was trying to get the arms out of the way and I accidentally just snapped the arm clean off. That sucks.
Well, since there's no point in talking about a broken toy, I'ma just move on. Overall, Luffy looks nice, was fun to play with, right leg comes off easy, knees are absolutely pathetic, and fuck this scarf piece. Falls off more than the legs do. Anyway, number 8 is the G.I.Joe Classified Series Arctic Bat. Now, I don't give a shit about G.I.Joe, but damn it, this line is so much fun. Definitely peak Hasbro, and this Arctic Bat is awesome, and such a joy to play with kick-ass articulation and plethora of interchangeable parts. Only L's are the arms can't go all the way down and this crummy sniper that he can't hold properly. This chainsaw arm is so sick. I love this figure a lot. I just wish it came with all the other bat accessories, like this drill thing, flamethrower, damaged head, and claw. 7th place is the S.H.Figuarts Power. She's a very lovely and chaotic figure, chocked full of swagger and attitude. She comes with a solid amount of weapons, expressive and dynamic hands, and her faces are spot on. I especially love the neutral face. face. It just has so much of her personality and attitude packed in. And I can just hear the yelling face. She's a totally wicked action figure, but is truly propelled to greatness with her gargantuan sledgehammer. This thing is so rad and gives her such a massive shelf presence. And it's lightweight, so it's not super restrictive and annoying to handle. Speaking of, Power could have been a contender for number 1 if it weren't for this major clusterfuck of a right arm. It's just not fun to work with at all, and it looks butt fugly. Tamashii Nations already has a perfect setup for shoulder add-ons, so the fact they didn't just slap a ball and hinge on her is just baffling to me. It just swivels, limiting its ability to line up with the figure. Overall, this hood piece sucks cock and brings this figure down a lot for me. The hood piece on the back also falls off pretty easily. The right hood piece doesn't help with it constantly crashing into it. Honestly, I just don't even bother with this thing. Power's gorgeous hair covers this whole area anyways. Power also comes with Meowie, so if you needed more reasons for why this figure is epic, there you go. At 6, we've got Jada Toy's Chun-Li, and man, Jada Toy's Street Fighter line has been great so far, with every release banging. I don't have Phelan, I really don't care about that guy, but I'm sure he's cool too. But my favorite has to be my girl Chun-Li. She just looks amazing and poses like a dream. Check out her torso movement, this shit is wild, yo. And she comes with a good amount of accessories, all for 25 bucks. Her only L is her shoulder joints. I just wish they put in some butterfly joints. Holding down the halfway mark at the 5th spot is the Mafex Scarlet Spider. Ever since I started collecting Mafex figures, I've wanted a Scarlet Spider and a Spider-Man 2099. So I couldn't help but get a major hard on when I got my hands on this guy. Mafex has Spider-Man figures down to a science at this point, so there was no doubt this figure wasn't going to be peak. A bunch of webs and interchangeable hands, 3 magnificent head sculpts, neutral head being my favorite, and sweet, simple and dynamic import level articulation, with a magnificent soft goods hoodie. This thing looks incredible and doesn't hinder the movement at all. This figure is a treat for the eyes and a joy to play with. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. There has been a lot of cases of this figure breaking, which is truly awful and unforgivable, especially for a high-end brand that's super expensive. But my figure is a-okay and I love him so much. Mafex claims another spot with Mafex Nightwing at number 4. This figure's just badass, simple, and clean. Hands and heads are cool. The bendy wire baton accessory was pretty neat till mine broke. They probably just didn't glue it right. Luckily, these baton twirling effect pieces are immaculate. As someone who likes fiddling with sticks, this is literally me, dude. Only issue on mine, besides the damn bendy wire, are that his knees lock up when I bend them all the way. It's not the worst, just a slight annoyance. Everything brought together beautifully with an epic shiny finish all throughout his body. And of course, his ass. Top 3, baby, and at number 3 we got Marvel Legends Black Widow. Now you know this figure is goated when a Marvel Legends, a
female
Marvel Legends figure isn't just the best Marvel Legend this year, but one of the best figures, period. It's just mind-blowing to me. I'm the ultimate Marvel Legends misogynist for a reason. Marvel Legends women have been notoriously terrible due to garbage-ass action figures. At best, they were mid, ugly faces and horrendous articulation. But then the head sculpts got a bit better. Best part of the figure usually. Then we got pinless joints and double-jointed elbows. So female Legends went from crap to a turd with sprinkles. Then we got Power Rangers and G.I. Joe with phenomenal articulation. Legends still slacked off, but now our savior for all women, Marvel Legends, has arrived. Straight up becoming my favorite Legend ever. She's that good. Sweet sculpt, hell accessories, and stupendous articulation. I had so much fun with this figure. The perfect package, and bestest Marvel Legend ever in my opinion. She's outstanding on display and absolutely stunning in action. She was worth every penny. In second place is Figma Samus from Metroid Dread. Finally, peak game gets peak figure. This Samus figure is truly a sight to behold, with jaw-dropping sculpt and detail, and she's not just good looking, but a joy in the hands as well, with the best damn articulation I've ever seen on a Figma. Butterfly joints with insane range, great torso, and double jointed knees on a Figma? This is so dope. Kudsma brought this design to life so immaculately. Only thing that's kind of weak is her splits isn't the best, and the ankles got stupid loose. She still stays stands fine, but it's annoying while trying to pose her around with the ankles swiveling all over the place. But everything else was executed so well, I don't even mind. I'm just so happy to have a Samus figure of this caliber. It's truly a dream come true. Before moving on to number 1, I gotta give a shout out to the worst figure of the year. And that's probably the SHF Zoro, but I thankfully don't have him. So my worst figure of the year is the S.H.Figuarts Future Trunks. Man oh man, this figure broke me, y'all. This dude probably would have been number 1 if Tamashii Nations didn't fuck this guy up so horribly. I wouldn't even give this figure to my worst enemy. Don't let the alternate head, sword, hands, faces, dope sculpt, and wicked articulation fool you. Cause the actual design and value of this thing is fine, but the utter dog shit quality ruins everything about this figure. This release feels horrible. Such cheap, crummy plastic, wobbly, weak ass legs. That's tolerable, I guess, but the damn arm falling off is so annoying. With the slightest contact, it always comes off and isn't secure at all. Then the fucking sword strap, man. This thing is pathetic, barely holds its place, and detaches way too easily. And I feel it's just a tad too short, cause when there's no crappy Trunks figure in the way, the pegs do hold on pretty tight. But putting this thing on the figure is infuriating, and don't even think of articulating this guy once it's on. I just don't even bother at this point. We were so close, dude. Good accessories and the articulation is really nice. I actually don't mind posing this guy. I just wish I could do so with both arms attached. I probably hate this figure more now having to film with him, since I had to constantly put the arm and sheath on the figure over and over for every single pose I put him in. He at least looks pretty nice standing on the shelf vanilla posed. It's finally time, y'all. My number 1 album of the year has to be Utopia by Travis Scott. This whole album is straight fire. Close second was One More Time by Blink-182. Crap, sorry, this isn't about music. My number 1 movie was Across the Spider-Verse. It was Shin Kamen Rider for a while, but Spider-Verse was crazy, y'all, especially with that ending. Shoot, nope, that still ain't right, my bad. Number 1 game of the year would be Super Mario Wonder, if I had it. So I guess it's Sonic Superstars. That game was pretty fun. Okay, for realsies now. My number 1 figure of the year is the S.H.Figuarts Super Mega Force Red Ranger from Power Rangers Super Mega Force. Huh? What? This is a what now? Okay, I guess. Alright, so my favorite figure of the year is actually the S.H.Figuarts Shinkocho Seiho Gokai Red from the hit anime Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. And holy freaking cow, this thing is astonishing.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
And that's no exaggeration. This figure is simply marvelous, with the immaculate attention to detail captured beautifully on this figure. The gold, the black, and the red, my goodness, this whole figure is orgasmic. Now, I don't know what Shinkocho Seiho means, but it's pretty much just peak Figuarts, with impeccable detail, accessories, and articulation. Even down to the damn box. Look at this shit, it's high quality as fuck. Despite some funky ass shoulder engineering, seriously, calm the fuck down, Tamashii. This guy poses like the sexiest damn model you've ever seen, and moves smooth like butter. Nothing is stiff and definitely not loosey-goosey. Crazy how these two were made by the same company. I'd be lying if I said he was perfect. The paint on this guy is kind of whack. I don't usually harbor on paint, comes off as kind of nitpicky to me, but it's mostly the quality of the paint used that's ass. Like, check out this disgusting chip on his torso. Now this is definitely not nitpicking. Look at it! That's horrible, on a high-end figure no less. Then I had some redonkulous paint transfer from his collar to his helmet. If anyone has any tips for this, please let me know, because this just sucks. Alright, let's go back to being happy. Check out his accessories. Jeez Louise, the paint and sculpt work is sheer perfection on his Gokai Saber and Blaster. It's gnarly. Why is the paint better than the actual figure? Especially on the Mobirates. It's freaking insane the way every minute detail was replicated. The paint and sculpt is just out of this world. Every hinge, panel, and button is all here. I'm sure they had access to the toy's actual mold since, well, Bandai. Just wow, man. This figure truly is a masterpiece, which is why it was my favorite figure released last year. So those are my top 10 action figures of 2023. Here's to another epic year of action figures in 2024. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, consider subscribing, and share this video with a friend you think would enjoy it. Bye. Thanks for watching.